And welcome to a one-off show of Is It True, a show in which we discuss and debate conspiracy theories which have baffled minds and left people questioning. Is it true? From 9/11 to alien life, we'll talk about everything and anything. Let's meet the guests. Should I start on our right here? What's your name? Where are you from?
Dice, and I'm 18 and I'm from Newark.
I'm Joe, I'm 18 from Romford.
I'm Almir, I'm 18 and I'm from Romford.
Now I know you're just so eager to find out how we're going to decide our topics here today. We have a button which will trigger a randomizer which has a ton of conspiracy on them. Once we've decided on the conspiracy, we'll give you, the audience, a quick 30-second rundown on the chosen topic. After I give each of our guests the chance to give me their input and what they believe. I think it's time to get started. So is John F. Kennedy's our first conspiracy. For those who don't know, John F. Kennedy was born in Brooklyn, Massachusetts on the 29th of May 1917. He would grow up to become the 35th President of the United States. But tragically, on the 22nd of November 1963, while he was driving through Dallas, Texas on a presidential visit, John F. Kennedy was assassinated. The conspiracies that surround his death are endless. Who did it? Was it planned? Or was it just an inside job? What do you think? To the audience, you can get involved by using the hashtag #IsItTrue. So before I start off with you, Joe, I just want to show the audience a quick VT of John F. Kennedy. Roll VT.
Kennedy presented himself as the anti-Eisenhower. And what he said to the nation was, we need a young, vibrant, activist president.
John Kennedy is elected in 1960, the dawn of a new decade. There's this great juxtaposition by an older president leaving office and this new, younger, vigorous person succeeding him. And Kennedy.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
And so he comes into office with this young wife, these young children, and it's a completely different world all of a sudden, almost out of nowhere.
He was a reader, he was an
Happened to JFK.
Obviously, there's a load of conspiracies. Like you've got stuff like the Soviets, the government. I think it was the two shooters, the Lee Harvey Oswald, and whoever the other one was. No one actually knows.
Okay. Almir, what do you think?
Yeah, just like Joe, I believe in the two shooters conspiracy. One was at a plaza nearby, that's the unidentified shooter.
Oh, okay.
And Lee Harvey Oswald, which obviously he shot at Kennedy from the library floor. But yeah, no, I do believe that it could have been like a hired job, maybe like spies,
Okay.
Soviet Union, Cuba.
I understand that. Dice, what do you think?
I feel like it was the bodyguard.
The bodyguard?
Yes, behind him. Because there's pretty decent evidence that after the first shot, which did not hit, the bodyguard could have obviously pulled out his firearm to try obviously return fire and accidentally misfired.
So you think it's a complete utter misfire? It was just, an unfortunate
It's
coincidence?
just more logical.
Do you reckon it was an accident?
Yeah.
I was about to ask you that, Joe.
No, I mean, maybe it wasn't an accident.
What, do you agree with him or disagree?
No, I don't.
You don't agree at all?
No. Well, if it was the bodyguard, he would have been shot in a completely different space. Because the bullet went from the top down, from the back of his head. So it literally couldn't have been him.
It literally could.
It can't.
He could have like put his head up and then it would have went.
So he stood up, did he? Right.
Almir, what do you think in all this? Do you agree with Jose, or are you going to stick with your?
Yeah, like I said, I do believe in the two shooters conspiracy, but we need to bear in mind that John F. Kennedy, he did have a lot of enemies, like especially because he obviously of the failure of the Cuban Missile Crisis, the Bay of Pigs, how he intercepted the Soviet Union's gun trade with Cuba as well. So
Yeah.
my guess is that this person could have been hired. He could have had.
So you believe like someone has hired someone's hired someone maybe
Yeah,
from the
he was-
government or Soviet Union to kill JFK then?
Yeah, 100% from the opposition though. I don't believe it was like an inside job. Like it was the government that killed him. I don't see that benefiting the country, but I could see how it would benefit Russia, for example, or
Yeah.
Cuba.
So why would they have killed the person who killed JFK?
What do you mean?
So Lee Harvey Oswald was killed, wasn't
Was he?
he? Yeah.
Oh, I thought he went jail.
Oh,
my God.
oh.
Go on,
okay.
go on, expand on
Who
this
did he
point.
get
So
killed by? Yeah.
when he was
I wanna
being
hear it.
transferred to prison in Texas, Jack Ruby, clear as day, just walks in front of him and shoots him.
Oh,
So does that narrow it down that it wasn't?
no, he still could have been hired. But what does that mean? He got cool. He got killed.
True.
Yeah, but why,
He still
if
could have been hired.
But again, that Jose, what do you think?
I think, yeah, he's making a good point. Like, it has nothing to do with hiring. He could have just died by someone that obviously liked JFK. And like,
Understandable, yeah.
So,
This is for everyone. You can pitch in when you want. What do you think? Do you think the media at this time covered it up quite a bit, or do you believe that the media just showed it what it was? You know,
was
would you believe the
being
media
televised.
that?
it was televised?
I know, of course, it
I
was
would
completely
love to-
televised.
They
but
wouldn't have been able to cover it up.
Yeah,
But-
I agree.
Don't you think they did try to cover up because no one knows who actually killed him? That's what I was trying to get out there, because no one actually knows if he did get shot. No one knows
He
if
literally got
did
shot on
get
television.
shot.
he might not have. Almir, let me just ask you something really quickly. So, you believe it's Lee Harvey Oswald
Yeah.
that completely... do you know anything about Lee Harvey Oswald? Do you know who he was? Do we have any facts on that?
Unfortunately, no. Other than him being a trained marksman, I'm not sure.
Joe, got any facts on Lee Harvey Oswald? Because you both agree on
Yeah, but doesn't mean I'm going to research him.
true. Dice, last opinions, anything else you want to add?
he would not have hit that shot.
Right.
He was a sniper. He was a marksman in the military.
He would not have hit
Yes,
that
he would.
100%
There
he
has
would
been,
have.
what was it? It was like kind of like a documentary type thing where a trained sniper tried to hit the exact same distance from the
Right.
exact same height
Yeah.
8 times, and it took him the 8 times and he missed every single shot. And he was a complete.
That's a
trained
really good
sniper.
point,
Yeah, but that wasn't Lee Harvey
Dice.
Oswald.
Okay, that's a good point, but
Okay.
probably would have missed.
So, again, thank you very much. Interesting theories. Remember, the audience at home can get involved on social media. Just remember to use the hashtag #IsItTrue. However, it's time to move on, so let's put up that randomizer on screen. Here we go. And it's not
Give it another go.
randomizer, yay, no. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna pick this topic for you guys. The randomizer is completely broken. So let's just go. So let's next topic. Madeleine McCann. Why not? So this is a widely popular story, but for people who don't know, Madeleine McCann would disappear on the 3rd of May 2007 whilst on a family holiday in Algarve region of Portugal. She was taken from a holiday resort, Para da Luz. Some of the conspiracies regarding her are whenever or not she was missing. The case remains unsolved, and at this time, her recording of her whereabouts remains a mystery. Here's a quick VT of the McCann's interview with Piers Morgan.
What was the exact moment, let me ask you, Kate, when you realised Madeleine had gone?
Well, I went back to do a check at 10 o'clock, and I went through the patio doors at the back, and I listened for a minute in the living room, and it was all quiet. And I just noticed that the door to the children's bedroom was quite far open, and we always leave it just so it's slightly ajar, just to let a little bit of light in. And I thought to myself, did Matt leave the door open at 9:30? Because Matt checked on them at 9:30. And I thought that must be what happened. So I went to close over the children's door, and just as I was about to close it, it kind of slammed, as if like a gust of wind had shut it. So then I thought, did I leave the patio doors open? So I just checked, and they were closed. And then I went back just to open the door again a little bit. And just as I was doing that, I just glanced at Madeleine's bed, which was by the wall, and it was really dark, and I couldn't quite make her out. But I just kept looking for what felt like minutes, thinking, you know, where is she, you know? And it seems daft now, because normally you think I'd put the light on, but it's that inbuilt thing of don't wake the kids up. And
Right, okay, so I want you guys to hold those thoughts real quick because we are going to actually cut to an ad break. So we'll be back with you very shortly.
Magic was in the air, and everyone was wearing a special kind of a glow. Antibiotics, we're wonderful pills, but don't ever think we'll cure all of your ills. Caught a cold, got the flu, feeling under the weather. That'll be a virus, we can't make that better. Take us for the wrong thing, that's dangerous to do. When you really need us, we could stop working for you. So please don't end up paying the price. Always take your doctor's advice.
Hello and welcome back from the break. So, Almir, let's start off with you. What's your thoughts on the whole disappearance of the Madeleine McCann case?
I mean, as I was looking at the VT that was up on the TV, I got kind of ticked off because
Right.
it seemed like the mother was trying to play victim with her low voice. Oh yeah, we came, she weren't there. Just shut up, because if you cared about your kids so much, then you would have cooperated with the police.
That is true. The Portugal police did try their best to help, but in my opinion, I don't think the Portuguese police did enough, in my opinion. But are you adding anything else, Almir?
I mean, I like answering the question straight away. I do believe that she was kidnapped, but the parents might have some sort of involvement. That I'm just not sure what it could be.
Yeah, I understand. Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, so watching the VT, same with Almir, I got kind of annoyed because she also passed the blame. She said how Matt left the patio door open, and then she said she also had to go around the back, go through the back patio door. So she probably forgot her keys. So she didn't care about her children. She still doesn't. And I think they killed her.
You believe that her
Yeah,
parents
100%.
completely. Dice, what do you think?
Yeah, same thing, the VT. She said that how the door slammed because the window was open or whatever it was, the patio door was open.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the patio door was open, the door would have slammed before and it wouldn't have been open before. So how did it slam when she got there, but it didn't slam before?
It is
So she's
true.
chatting around.
They sent to all the police, the Metropolitan and the Portuguese, a massive timeline of what happened. So from 7 o'clock when they left the apartment with the children in there to the point up until about 9:45 when the committed kidnapping took place. Almir, what do you think about the media's input with this case? Do you believe that media's done enough to help, or do you think they've done way too much and it's being overkilled, or what? What do you think?
When you say media, do you mean as in like the monetization of this case?
Yeah, you could say the monetization. Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I think that is completely wrong. I do believe that the parents are trying to exploit, you know, whatever's happened to their child, whether they have had some sort of involvement or not. But you see, there's a huge difference between setting up like a GoFundMe. You know, you do need that little bit of support. Okay, fair enough. But making holiday bundles. I got this from Joe. Joe told me this, but
yeah,
making
exactly.
holiday bundles of.
If we could get, if it's possible, if we can get some graphic on screen of the screenshots to their GoFundMe website, if that's possible. Let's see if we've got anything, if it's all possible. Right, so this is their.
They made a book.
This is their
They've made
GoFundMe,
everything.
which is fair enough. You know, they've lost their daughter. Getting money to
of
commission
course,
for the
of
daughter.
course.
Absolutely, I agree with this completely. But you know, what's that top right corner? An online store. What are they?
Online store.
What are they? What,
Exactly.
What are they selling on
Actually,
an online store? Their
what are you
daughter's been
selling?
kidnapped. I don't understand. Like, is that
Do you know
just
they sell key rings
key rings?
with Madeline's face on it?
Dice. What do you think of this?
I think that they're making money.
You think it's like, you know, all for the money? You
Could
believe
imagine
100%.
you unwrap one of your Christmas presents. It's just a T-shirt with "Find Maddie" on it, with a picture of Madeleine McCann. I'd be livid.
But honestly, it is a tragic story about it. But you know, it happened so long ago, and the police and everyone is still funding this case. There's a lot of other missing children that have been missing during this time, the 15 years this has been going on. And have the police done anything about it?
No. You see, that's a point that I think all of us forgot to mention is that there were other kids who went missing around the area as well. Like it wasn't just Madeleine. Like everyone makes it seem like it was just Madeleine who went missing, and yeah, our focus should be on her. There was hella kids that went missing as well.
Yeah, really quick for everyone. Documentary on Netflix. Who has seen it? Even the audience. Have you guys seen the documentary on Netflix? You guys seen it?
Yeah, a lot of it is correct, but it's really biased as well. There's definitely stuff they're covering up. I think Scotland Yard as well. They've invested £12.7 million to that entire case, which I don't believe all of it's going to the case because they've just bought a brand new house in Leicester. 1.2 million that house costs.
It's just, honestly, it's just crazy. But then, you know, you'd think that all this money is definitely paid for the, the sadness of them losing their daughter.
The sadness.
But
Like,
yeah,
it
you
should be-
guys have a complete different opinion on it. Really, it's quite.
You shouldn't be able to put a price on a child.
That exactly. So we are going. Thank you for all your interesting theories and topics here. We are going to move on to the next topic. So if I'm going to press the buzzer, let's get the spinner up. Hopefully it works this time. So far so good. Ray. Okay. What's it going to be? Well done, audience. Oh, all right. So it's alien life. Not a lot I can say about that, apart from there's endless conspiracy theories about it. So here's a quick VT about Area 51, where supposedly aliens are being kept. Let's roll the VT.
We're now learning Area 51, America's capital city for UFO sightings, and the stuff of Hollywood science fiction is apparently real.
So, let's start off with you, Dice. Do you believe in aliens?
Yes, I do.
Joe, do you believe in aliens? Just
Yeah,
straight up.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely stuff out there. We don't know what it is, and we don't know if they look like that, but I think there's definitely aliens.
Almir, do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, I do believe in aliens, but like not like this type of alien, like the typical big eyes.
So you
big
don't
head,
believe that this
small body.
stereotypical,
Nah.
you know.
But I do believe that we aren't the only ones in this universe. Actually. Yeah.
So do you believe that aliens or, you know, the American government are keeping something in Area 51? Do you
No.
believe?
No,
You don't
straight up
believe
no,
that at all?
because I believe that Area 51 is just like a private military base. Like obviously you can't go in it. Just like how we are not allowed to go to certain places here in the UK. I think it's just been given a name for no reason. Actually, like I don't think there's any hard evidence that.
But they must be, the government, you know, they make it so secure, you know, there's a law as well. If you are on site near Area 51, they can shoot you.
Yeah,
So they must be keeping something, if you think about it, you know.
Because it's a military base. It's a military base. They do their own experiments there. They work on their aircrafts mainly,
Yeah.
I believe. And yeah, that's just about it. I think that if the government really wanted to hide aliens, they definitely do something a little bit more, you know, on the low.
Joe, what do you think?
I think there's definitely stuff there. It's not a military base, and I can tell you why. Because if it was a military base, anyone who goes on there can't be killed. They'd just capture them and imprison them. If it was, it's a red zone area, so they can shoot and kill you if you go there. So there's definitely stuff they're hiding, otherwise they wouldn't implement that rule.
That is true. Dice, what do you think of this whole Area 51 thing?
I feel like it's too public. There's no way they're hiding something that important.
Too
like
public?
aliens. Yeah, it really
It's in the middle of
is.
nowhere.
No, but everyone knows about it. As soon as it gets this popular, if there was like aliens in there, they would have moved them out like a long time ago. They wouldn't keep them in there, especially with all this like area.
I mean, especially recently when there was this massive survey and poll going around. People were like, "Oh, are you going to join us in the raids to Area 51?" And I don't know how many people signed it, but I think there's a lot of people in it,
you
millions.
believe
I
that
think.
not one person crossed it, not one
Exactly.
person went.
It was.
Waste of time.
Joe, would you believe in this stereotypical alien, you know, photos of they got big eyes, you know, they're quite slim? What do you believe in that, or do you believe it could be something completely different?
Could be anything. It could be that, it could not be. We could be aliens, we don't know this.
Yeah, exactly.
We might be aliens to them.
That is true. Almir, you got any points on that?
I mean, I'm not going to talk about just aliens. I want to talk about life that we haven't found out about yet. Like for example, we haven't found out about like the sea. For example, where we've only explored such a small percentage of it. And would that count as alien life or life that we haven't?
We haven't explored it. We don't know about it.
Yeah, exactly. But I do believe that there could be something there as well.
Fair enough, guys. Again, thank you for all your interesting theories. So I'm now going to actually ask the audience, you guys, some questions. I have a microphone here, and we're going to go quickly up to you and ask you guys for some questions. So let's see what we got. You. What was your favourite conspiracy theory so far on the show?
It was the Madeleine McCann theory.
Why is that?
Because it was so tragic, I feel like it made it a lot more intense.
That's understandable. Let's ask quickly the front row before we have to go off air. You know I was coming to you.
Definitely. You know what? My favourite one's got to be, JFK. Because you know what? The truth to be told about JFK's scenario is that JFK, in all due fairness, he got shot in the head, in front of live television, which was pretty gruesome. But at the same time, I just feel that, he had, it's not an inside job, but I just feel that there's something behind it. Like, I feel that he might have got shot, by some, Russian, Soviet person who just didn't, especially the government at the time, which didn't like, the USA. So yeah.
Fair enough. Thank you, audience, for your thoughts. So we are going to now end the show here. Again, thank you very much for everyone that's came here in today, and I'll see you guys in the next show. Thank you for coming.